A great practice that'll help bring more peace and happiness into your life is to begin saying thank you for everything and everyone that comes into your life. And I know that this can be difficult in the beginning to say thank you for even the what we perceive as bad events and situations that come into your life. I know that it can be difficult to say thank you for doing me wrong. But what will happen as you begin to start thanking everything that comes into your life is it'll start to create this attitude of gratitude where instead of feeling like you're the victim and life is always happening to you, what'll happen is you'll start to realize that life is always happening for you, and that instead of feeling like difficult things always happen to you and bad things always happen to you, instead what'll happen if you start practicing saying thank you for everything is you'll start realizing that your life is constantly being filled with gifts. And I know that this can be difficult. That's why this is another mental exercise to push you out of your comfort zone. Just like the video I shared yesterday, which I'm really glad it. I thought maybe it would get some people that were upset with it, but I was really glad to see that a lot of people received the message well. And just know that my intention in sharing these kind of messages that push you is not to get anybody upset, but to push you out of your comfort zone in a good way. To just like we go to the gym to work our biceps and get strong and work on those abs, we also got to go to the gym and do exercises to grow our spiritual muscles and to evolve in consciousness and to see things from a different perspective. So all of a sudden, you get something happens. Maybe you get fired from your job. Instead of being upset about it, instead step back and say, you know what, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for this experience. Thank you for keeping me humble. Thank you for putting me in an opportunity to be able to begin again. So that now new opportunities can come my way and I can begin a new exciting and adventure. When a relationship ends with somebody, even if you feel, they did you wrong and you feel it's something that, when what we perceive as bad, and I use that word perceive because, perception is really what makes things good or bad. If you look, sometimes you really have to step back from a macro, big level and realize that nothing is really good or bad. It's just how we perceive it. But, when we step back and we say, thank you to someone or something, and it doesn't mean you have to physically go up to them and say thank you. This can just be to yourself privately. And in fact, a lot of times I feel that that's best just to do it inside to say thank you. Is what happens is it humbles you and because you see it as a gift, it helps you to get a deeper understanding of what happened, of the event, the situation, of someone that did you wrong in your life and so forth. And because you're able to step back and see it differently, it'll help in you finding the secret lesson that was encoded in it. Because there's always a lesson in every event, in every situation, even the worst of scenarios that happen. There's always secret lessons that are hidden within the circumstance. So everything that comes into your life, good or bad, especially the things that we perceive as bad, step back and just say thank you. And again, it doesn't have to be, saying it to anyone or out loud, just being to yourself, you know what, thank you. Thank you. Someone leaves you, they cheat on you, whatever, relationship ends. Instead of getting upset and frustrated about it, just say thank you. You know what, thank you. Thank you for the memories. Thank you for the experience. Thank you for coming into my life. Thank you for giving me the emotional support in a time that I needed. Most likely when you met whoever it is that you separated from, I'm sure there was a time that they were good. They were emotional support for you. They were a shoulder for you to lean on, and maybe good conversation and so forth. Thank you. You injure yourself. You're working out and you sprain your ankle. Thank you. Thank you for this situation. So now that I can have time to learn new exercise to strengthen my creativity and other ways to work around this. Every single obstacle that comes into our life is designed. The limitations and the obstacles that come into our life is either to figure out a way to move around it or to get enlightened from it. And so sometimes when things come into our life, we can't understand it. It's difficult. It's so the lesson of growth for us is either so that we can figure out how to get around the brick wall, how to get over it, under it, around it, or to get enlightened from it. To realize that this limitation, this obstacle, wasn't meant for us to get around it, but really was just a spiritual exercise for us to evolve in consciousness. And that's why this practice is so powerful, of saying thank you for everything. Because, I know how frustrating it can be when things don't go your way, when you lose a business. Been there, done that. You guys know if you've been following me. I've had, been through, I've had a lot of different things happen to me that most would perceive as pretty awful, but by I'm grateful that I've had such good teachers in my life that have helped me to see things differently, and that's why I'm sharing this, because I want to pay it forward. I know how shifting my perception of reality in the world, in events, what it's done for me. And that's why I want to pay it forward in sharing these simple techniques that you can begin to implement into your life that will make such a profound difference. So practice. When things come into your life, whatever it is, you get into an argument with someone, a fight, maybe you overreacted, and later, just go, you know what, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. No matter what it is that happens, thank you. Thank you. Try to find a reason to be grateful for it, whatever it was. Thank you. This is an exercise, and this will push you, and I get that this can be uncomfortable, but again, that's how we grow, guys. We don't grow in the comfort zone. Growth begins outside of the comfort zone. And just like yesterday, that message I shared about how one of the greatest periods of growth in your life will begin as you start to take extreme ownership in your life and start to take responsibility for everything that comes into your life. This as well. This simple shift in this simple paradigm shift will, as you begin to implement this, will make such a profound shift in growth and growth of consciousness and spirituality in your life, just by beginning to say thank you for everything that comes into your life. Someone does you wrong, thank you. Something tragic in business or financially, finances happen, thank you. No matter what, you get injured, you get sick, thank you. The attitude of gratitude. We can make a heaven out of hell or a hell out of heaven. It's all up here. And, I'm not telling anybody what to do, with their life. You're free to do what you want with your life, and I'll love you regardless. We're all on our own journey. But coming from someone that used to get very upset when things didn't go my way, and I remember I used to be such a passive-aggressive person where I would hold on to, the anger and the bitterness, and I had to be right. I've learned that by shifting my paradigm and instead of holding on to those things, but instead saying thank you, and just being grateful for everything that comes into my life, it's allowed me to get through adversity so much easier. Because, adversity is inevitable. Things are always going to come your life. Things are always going to happen. Adversity, things we don't expect, things that are going to push us and irritate us. It's just part of life. But how we respond to those situations, events, and people and so forth is what is going to make the difference in the quality of your life. And life is short, guys. Do you want to go through life, being right? Just being right, that you were the one that did wrong, and your business partner shouldn't have screwed you over, and this and that, or do you want to go through life with peace and happiness? I know, for me at least, I like going through life so much more, so much better, with peace in my heart, having the attitude of gratitude, knowing that everything is happening for a reason, trying to, regardless of how catastrophic the situation seems. But by being grateful for everything and trying to see a deeper meaning in it and finding the lessons in it, it's made my life so much easier. It's allowed me to have a lot less stress in my life and a lot more peace of mind, happiness, more energy. And with that, that is gonna that peace and the happiness and that energy from having this abundance mentality of the attitude of gratitude, that'll pour over into all the other areas of your life. It'll help you in your career. It'll help you in your relationships. It'll help you to be a better father, better mother, better son, a better brother, better sister, a better business person, a better fellow man, fellow woman for your community. Energy is contagious. So by you having that attitude of gratitude and choosing to say thank you for everything that happens into our life, good or bad, that attitude and that energy that you're putting off will be contagious. All energy is contagious, whether we like it or not. And so you can begin to be the change that you wish to see in the world. And it's interesting because it's typically the simplest things and the smallest shifts and changes that make the most profound differences in our life. So guys, I challenge you for the next 30 days, I like these challenges, for the next 30 days to say thank you to everything that comes into your life, good or bad, whether someone does you wrong, does you right, or whatever, someone is rude to you, someone cuts you off in the traffic, thank you. You get hurt, you get sick, whatever it is, thank you. I challenge you for 30 days to have this attitude of gratitude and say thank you for everything and anyone and everyone that comes into your life. And just watch. I know it'll be a mental exercise in the beginning, it'll stretch you, push you, but that's good, guys. That's how we grow. You know that. So leave a comment below if you're gonna, what your thoughts are on this. If you like this idea of being grateful for everything that life throws at us. Leave a comment below if you're gonna take on this challenge of saying thank you for everything that comes into our life. Because if you do, I can assure you, you're gonna be in for a treat. So let's make it a great day, guys. Let's make it a great week. Let's make it a great month, great year. Let's make it a great life. And thank you.